Hey everyone, it's Evan. Today we're fishing a public pond, a couple of them. Might be going around to a few different places today, but first I got caught up in fishing line. This is what happens whenever people don't throw their fishing line away. Shoot. Just, if you guys are out anywhere, please don't throw your fishing line on the ground. It just gets caught in everything. Put this in our bag. As I was saying today though, we're fishing a pond right now. We're probably going to be fishing a couple different ones too, just going around the edges quick. I've started off using a 10-inch worm with a 3/8 ounce bullet weight. This hasn't really been working too good. I think it's because the ponds are a little shallow here. We're gonna be tying on the scum frog. This is a bait that I've had a whole lot of luck with. I was using the worm because I really wanted to practice fishing with the worm a lot more and get better at it. I'm trying to get better at all different aspects of fishing, but today it's just not working out. So we're gonna put the frog on. We're gonna see how that goes. I don't normally fish with a leader with a frog, but we already have the leader on from using the worm. So we're gonna go ahead and tie it on with the frog. Usually it's just straight braid. It won't hurt anything though. We're just gonna be fishing mainly around the edges of this pond. If that doesn't work, we might try a chatterbait, just black and blue chatterbait. Wow. You wanna make sure that you don't grab a weed whenever you're trying to cast out. That's what tends to happen. Oh my gosh, I missed him. First bite. Not a big one, but would have been bass number one. I was just losing hope on this lure. I am going to switch this bait pretty soon though if I don't get another bite. I really want to use a chatterbait here, but at the same time I think it might be too shallow and I'll just get the blades caught up all the time. I think it's time to change baits. Went ahead and put this red chatterbait on. We're going to put a trailer on. I don't have the color of trailer I would ideally like, but this is just what we have to deal with. This it's a paddle tail rage swimmer. How you're going to hook these is just running it right through. This one's been used too. I forgot to bring trailers with me. I want to slide it down, mainly just making sure that you want to come up through there. You want to slide it on. You're going to want it basically being straight back like that. For those of you that are new to bass fishing or new to this channel and haven't really seen much about a chatterbait, it's basically just a bass jig with a blade on it. So it's a bladed jig. So this blade is just going to vibrate back and forth, making a bunch of noise in the water. If you have a more sensitive rod, and especially if you have braided line, you can feel the blade going back and forth through the water. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you guys look real close to the tip of my rod, I'm holding it steady and it's just vibrating back and forth. That's from the blade on the bladed jig going back and forth in the water. Now I'm not letting this one sink very much. Normally if the water was a little bit deeper, I'd let it go down in the water column a little bit more. But I'm trying to keep this one up towards the top since it's so shallow here. Oh, got one. First bass today, and this isn't a bad one either. Not a real big one. I'll take it. Yep, solid fish. So we found what was working today. Probably about 12 inches. Go ahead, toss him back. I got one. This is nicer. This is bigger than that first one. A little bit bigger. Hey, it in here, buddy. Close to the same size. Yeah, another nice little bass. Go ahead, toss him back. What I like doing is we're in just a little bit deeper water out there that we're throwing into, since we're not throwing it right by the bank. I like letting it sink down just a little bit to get it down in the water column a little bit further. especially since we've had a tough topwater bite today. We only had one bite on the frog. But especially in ponds, you gotta, whenever you're fishing from the bank, you gotta watch it how it gets shallow towards the bank, so you're not just running on the ground or in the weeds and getting everything tangled up. It's fine when you're using a worm or a weedless jig, but something like this, you're just gonna get caught every time with it. Whenever we're fishing on the shoreline like this, we want to start reeling almost right away whenever it hits the water. The weeds are just right up here. You don't want it to get drugged down in them too bad. The bladed jig will work through weeds, but just not, it'll work better than a spinnerbait, but it's not going to work like a weedless bait. It's definitely not weedless. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to stick around for more in the future. We'll see you next time.